I can't find where the chat went. In OBS. I'm gonna have to open this stream up. I just do it on my phone anyways. Come on. I want to be able to like see the chat, but I can't actually like find it. Wait, did it get sent down there or something? Okay. Do you like I click? Is it like just secretly elsewhere? What is going on? I guess just opening it in like a Firefox window is fine, but it's really not ideal. Yeah, I'm looking for the chat in OBS. I clicked the X on it by mistake and it's just gone. Chat rate 1, that means somebody just sent a message. Well, I don't see a message in the chat on the browser, so I'll just send one. Why not? Hi. Yeah, I don't see any messages in the browser. Oh well, let's just send it. So yeah, I just figured I'd live stream this for the heck of it, but I'm making a game that's very heavily inspired by Donkey Kong's Crash Course, and I thought it'd be fun to live stream it, record it a bit, and just for posterity and maybe for community building if anyone in the Nintendo Land Discord happens to want to take a gander. So yeah, what I've got here is Godot, a bunch of scenes and scripts, and yeah, can run the game, and it's very, I think because I have so many processes going on, it's pretty laggy, but I have it set up so that you have these platforms you can move by pressing keys. You can tilt the world by dragging the mouse, and you just want to reach this trophy here. It's a placeholder asset, but figured it would be nice. Or it'd be like, it would suffice for now, because I'm really trying to focus on getting the controls and general level design nailed down before I worry too much about the nitty-gritty of the art. So right now what I've been working on is trying to get the moving platforms sort of decoupled from tracking their own animations. So the way that I had it set up before today, basically, was that the moving platform, whenever you would press a key, it would basically, while the key was pressed, it would move forward in its animation of like moving down, for example. And whenever you would release the key, it would move back up, indicated by this progress here. So when the progress is 1, that means it's all the way rotated. When the progress is 0, it means it's all the way back to its starting position. And this worked fine, but as I started to try to create other types of platforms, like platforms that move because they were triggered by the player standing on them instead of by pressing a button, um, I decided to separate the trigger from the platform and created these input trigger things that have like they will tell their parent whenever they are pressed or unpressed, and then the parent can decide. And then later, when I was trying to make platforms besides just moving platforms, like one that will vanish when you step on it, I then realized it's kind of annoying having to either refactor or reuse the same code I'm using to track progress. So now I have this guy, the progress manager, whose entire job it is to just track the progression of the animation. It uses the input trigger child to determine when it should be progressing versus regressing or just staying still. And then its parent looks at the progress manager to determine what part of the animation it should be in. So the rotating platform here, let's say it only rotates 45 degrees. Now when the progress manager is halfway there, then that did not seem to quite work, but that's okay. I'm still kind of working out the kinks here. It didn't like that actually. Yeah, I don't know why it's not accepting it. Um, I think I actually might have a theory why that is. Um, progress. Hmm. I'm gonna add some print statements here to try to figure out why it's just like, oh, now it's mad. Very typical. And now it is being set constantly. So something is, oh, so something else is just constantly setting it. It might be this guy, its parent, because I don't think I would have had anything else just deciding to set it for no reason. But yeah, that's starting to get a little overwhelming. So I'm gonna delete these before they completely, yeah, it was like 11,000. I cleared it at 5,000 before these get too overbearing. So let's take a look-see inside of you and see where you're setting progress. There's only two spots. You set it to 0 initially, and you set it to V. So I wonder if are you like constantly setting it? You are constantly setting it. Now, why are you constantly setting your progress? What is calling you? What is compelling you to do that? Does this do something? You're not a tool script, so you wouldn't be doing anything in the editor. Is a rotating TT platform doing something? Hmm. Is it specifically the set progress that's being called, I wonder? This function is being called. But I think it's being called because... No. Okay, what is calling set progress? Oh, this is circular actually, because set progress then sets the progress. So what this should be, and this is a vestigial from when the platforms tracked their own progress. So the platforms actually shouldn't really be, like, I guess I'm letting you set it directly, but they shouldn't really be actually setting it. It should be more like on progress set. And then we can do that. And just call on progress set. There we go. Set progress not found in self. Okay, on progress set. There we go. And we don't need this, I think, because it should have access to that naturally. Whoa, this is mad, but that's okay. I'm gonna have to probably take a scan through this to weed out the vestigial code to clean this up a little bit. So yeah, let's go back into the rotating one, and then this should be on progress set. This doesn't get set here anymore. This doesn't make sense. If there's no line, do nothing. That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. There we go. Okay. So now, in theory, that looks good. And if I set you to like 0.5, you'll rotate like 22 degrees. No, you're going still to be very insistent on, here, I'll set it to 180 so it'll be also more obvious what's going on. It goes all the way around. 0.5. Nope, it is still, wait, what? Okay, yeah. Set progress. It's still, something is being very obnoxious. What could it be? So something is, I think, still calling this non-stop. But progress, I'll do a global search for progress equals. So these are fake. Let's see. Pathed platform. Okay, we're dealing with rotating ones, although this one will also need to be gutted. Sure, we know about this. But like this won't be called unless something above it or the rotating platform calls it. So like it'll be called here, but it doesn't really matter. The vanishing platform, not worrying about that right now. Progress manager. So true progress is this. So it's setting the progress here. And then this is the progress itself. So this is its setter. So of course within its own setter it does that, but that wouldn't cause problems. Right, so this makes sense. I'm not sure like why it's just instantly warping to 0, but this is probably running while the editor's going. Let me double check that that's happening. Yeah, that is happening. So, yeah, that should not be happening. I don't think this will solve the problem, but it's certainly good to do, and, you know, who knows, maybe it did. Wow, okay, that apparently did. That's great. That's great. Okay. And then, yep, that still looks good. If I go ahead and I'm gonna do that, move you to like overlap you. Uh-oh, okay. All right, it's mad because one of the subclasses that's not even in this scene doesn't have the right methods. Fair enough. All right, let's go ahead and fix that. It's gonna get mad at the paths platform as well. That's not a problem. Progress set. So these vanishing platforms are just kind of a classic platforming thing where like you stand on it for too long and it disappears. Pretty simple. We're gonna do that. This should not be being set. Yeah. Yeah, we don't actually need this. We can just call progress because I'm pretty sure the progress getter function just does that. Yeah, it just does that for us. We don't need to worry about that. If anything, I'm gonna do a global search for that to see if we can weed out any more. Yeah, for like the rotating platform, we can just use progress. We can just use the getter. Okay. So that should do it for vanishing. It's gonna yell at me about paths, but I'm just gonna do it so that it yells at me and or it just doesn't. It doesn't care about paths. Whatever. That's cool. Anyways. Okay. Well, let's open up paths manually. I have to navigate the file system. Yeah. So on progress set, we don't need that because we're not actually setting it. This is fine, I guess. progress. Cool. So now in theory, if I were to put a paths platform, I'll just put one in here. And then this configuration warning is working. So let me add a progress manager to it. This might be worth just kind of like automatically adding on its own, but I haven't decided yet whether or not there's ever going to be more than one type of progress manager. Like for example, I don't know why the progress manager's configuration warnings aren't triggering. Maybe it's because I just haven't set them up. Configuration warnings. Yeah, these things are super nice for making sure I don't forget to do shit. Oh, good thing I marked this stream not made for kids or something. Let's see, where are you? Trigger? Not trigger. Lax a trigger child. Cool. Yeah, that's not going to work unless we refresh the scene. That's okay. There we go. So now if I input trigger, because the other types don't quite work yet, still need to actually set it. And there we go. So now I should press C and it'll just, yep, that's working. Cool. But yeah, there's actually already like, there's a lot of stuff that's built to work. What I'm really trying to do is just streamline the like my ability to, what is this node? And why is the exit not in the tree? I hate this when it does this. I can't figure out why exactly, but it's like the owner, maybe the owner needs to be self? I don't know. I am really wanting to know what this node right here is though. It must, maybe it's one of the platforms. Yeah, what on earth is that? Well, or is it the level itself? No, it's not the level itself. I feel like there's a shortcut for like shift. Like I see all the nodes here. I feel like there's got to be some kind of shortcut to select from that list. Oh well, it's not worth getting too much in a tizzy about. But yeah, we've got that. Let me just double check too that this functionality works. So if I do something wacky like this, and then animate it, yeah, that works. This would be a really goofy platform, but yeah. Okay. We actually don't really want that to be like that right now though. Oh, I'm going to be right back because I need to go grab my laundry from the dryer. It'll be like 2 minutes maybe till I'm back. I hope I didn't just completely blast y'all putting my headset back on my head. Um, but where are we? Where are you? OBS? OBS, where are you? Where art thou? Okay. Where was I? Oh yeah. I'm trying to make these tools pretty solid and pretty reliable so that I can just like basically use the Godot editor as a level editor, and so I don't have to like make one. And then that also kind of has the benefit of like, since I don't really plan to actually like sell this game for money, I might just release the code on GitHub or something and just be like, you want to make custom levels? Download Godot, it's free, and make them yourself. And all these nice level editing tools are already kind of built in. Because I know like an interest in custom DK Crash Course levels exists, or like an interest in it exists. But yeah, okay. I think this is basically working. Let me go ahead and put a vanishing platform in here. Progress. progress manager, and then input trigger. And then I'll move you. And then you are gonna be action 3. And allegedly will. Right. I forgot that it's a little goofy like that. But yeah. Now do you actually like disappear? Yep. Cool. So that seems to be working. So let me delete these then, because they're not really needed. So actually, I think the other thing I wanted to work on with the vanishing platforms was they need a texture. And where did I put that? Did I just put it in assets? No. There it is, white rectangle. I think actually, where was I testing vanishing platforms? It must have been in level 1 or test level 1. Yeah. Right, this is gonna completely, this is gonna be funny. Progress manager. So I have to kind of just hope that this works. Progress man. Oops. Wait, what? Why do you? Where did it go? I did accidentally make it there instead of here. But yeah, because I revamped how this system works, like after building out like 3 levels, that does entail having so that these don't basically crash, just having to go back and add a bunch of stuff to them. Sure, I'll do that. Oops. Oh wait, no, that was right. Okay. Because something else I make pretty liberal use of is assertions. Basically, like, or yeah, I assert the trigger is there. And the reason that I do this is just because I don't want there to be a situation where, like, you know, the trigger you'd notice pretty quickly if it wasn't there. But let's say it's like a platform that only gets triggered every now and then. If you were trying to trigger it and be like, why is it not getting triggered? Or the game is crashing and you don't know why. I would rather it just crash like on load and then tell me this is the line that it crashed on so that I know that the game is in a bad state instead of having to decipher later down the line why it's in a bad state, if that makes any sense, and if anyone's watching. Oops. But yeah, they've helped a lot in helping me abide to pretty strict standards of, I guess, things working or organization. Okay, well, this is either not working or it has an insane delay. I'm leaning towards not working, and I'm thinking it's because these area triggers are not, yeah, because they just always return false here. Where's my is active function? Yeah. So I would think that you should send it if it is active, meaning like that and the delay is complete. Um, I don't think there's anyone here, so I don't want to go too much into what that is, but feel free to message me or something if you really want to know. But yeah, if it's active and the send delay is complete, then the send condition is met. If the release delay is complete, I think that means that the release condition is met. Because if the release delay is not complete, it means it should still be sending. I guess it should not active maybe. I could just like test it here. This 2D platform here should also, okay, that's probably good it doesn't work in the editor, but I think I have some like delays on this too, so, okay, yeah, I just started moving. Let me turn on collision shapes. And you are this one. So you have a delay. These delays might be better fit for the progress manager TBH. I think these would be way better fit for that because these are entirely for like delaying the start and finishing of the animation. But yeah, I'm inside both. I'll leave this one. I think this is the release area. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so that's working. This doesn't have a delay, so it just works. Perfect. I think it has a release delay. Either that or, yeah, it just has a release delay. We're in jail now. So yeah, these delays, I think I'll have to make a note to put them in the progress manager. But at the very least it works. I kind of want to focus on getting the vanishing platform to work because it's line. For this shader to work, I have to give it a texture because otherwise it treats like the entire line as if it's just a singular pixel. I wrote a shader to make the vanishing effect look cool. So this is what it looks like. Do you mind? Hello, let me do this. Whatever. Yeah, it won't let me change it for some reason, but you may have noticed that whenever I was here, it kind of like expands out from the middle, whereas in this one, it just kind of like fades in and fades out, which honestly isn't like a terrible effect. But this is more in line of what I'm going for. And I had to just simply attach a texture to the line in order to get that to work, which I guess makes sense. But since I didn't want there to be like an actual texture, I just literally made it a white rectangle. So I'll save as, okay. I'll save as, oh, this should probably go in platforms. Blank texture. And then for this enforce line properties, not line texture. And I'm doing it this way where it only sets the texture if there's none set. So that if for some reason, there's just like one vanishing platform that I want to look extra spicy, and I give it my own custom texture, that this won't override it. But yeah, might be able to just use this actually. I'll toss this in here, and that actually worked. I didn't actually need to make the this here. This was unnecessary, especially since, yeah, I guess if I like changed this thing, but let me delete that. Sure, whatever. That'll probably do the trick. I kind of wish there was a sort of like refresh button and I didn't just have to like close it and open it, but let's see if that worked. Yep, that seemed to work. And now if I animate, lol, get trolled, that didn't work. Oh, maybe texture mode also needs to be changed. I'll change it to stretch, see how that does. Yeah, okay. So I need to also change set texture mode. Line dot texture mode equals that. Now we're cooking. Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful. Okay. Well, I think then with that, all that's left is to, I guess, add the delays to the progress manager. So that's built into area trigger, but the logic might need to be built into the progress manager instead. So I'll do this. I don't even think we don't really need delays actually, because you can just build those in by setting the tween. Although I guess it's debatable, but I think that it's fine to just build them into the tween. So I think I'll just put a pin in this for now. I need to find my like GitHub, or not GitHub, just Git PDF to figure out how to like put an annotation or like a tag or something on a commit. Or maybe I'll just put it in the commit message. It's like removed the delay thing. Yeah, and this can go too. The is active, I think, doesn't need to exist at all. Yeah, I removed it almost entirely. Yeah, send, by, release, by, one shot. Yeah, these things are all in the progress manager now. So we just need the send and release areas. Although I'll do like I'll do this so that I can, yeah, if has release area, then do this. Okay. There we go. That looks good. There. If has release area and not release area, expected to have one. And then this, oh, let me double check that one. Yeah, that one's not needed anymore. Or well, if not, but so if you say you don't need a release area, when has release area is disabled. Okay. That's pointless now. Reset. Does this, that just needs that. Return cart inside send area. Let's see, cart inside send area and cart inside release area. And I think the progress manager should be the one to handle the logic for things like cases like, let's say, what do you do when you're no longer in the send area? Do you release? Do you stop? Things like that, I think, can be kind of generalized because that could also apply to key presses. For example, if you were to, in Donkey Kong's Crash Course, for the moving platforms that move when you press a button, when you release the button, they go back down. But what if when they release the button, they stopped moving, but they didn't return back to their original position? By generalizing that kind of logic, it applies to both these send and release areas and buttons and to other conditions yet to be discovered. Like maybe if I have a player has collected key condition or collected X collectibles sort of thing. I guess that's also another interesting thing to consider is like, yeah, I guess progress managers, there could be different types because there could be one that's like, it has, like each time a player collects a collectible, it increments it by 10%. So you need to collect 10 to fully open the door or something. That could be an interesting, that's an interesting idea that I would like to explore if I get some ideas for how to implement it in a cool and interesting level. Let's see. What am I even doing? Woo, 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 woo. Okay. See, it's kind of a good sign that I've got a good thing going here, though, because I just keep like wanting to play it. Like I just keep playing it just for fun, and like that's a really good sign. So let me do that. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and add these to the already existing levels. Ooh, I think I might have messed up though. I think in what I've been doing, I've moved too fast and broke things. Because I think I'm gonna lose pretty much all of my like tweening that I set up for one of the test levels. It's not really the end of the world, but it is unfortunate because there were some things that really could have used the extra smoothing that the tweening gave them. But such is life. C'est la vie. Yeah, you seem to be working all right. Whoa. So yeah, this is the level. Very fun. And why not show off some cool swag and just jump over everything. The game is just cool like that. It lets you do cool shit. Perfect. And only died 0 times because I'm just that good. I'm just that good at my own game that I've spent more time playing than anyone else in the world. Platforms. I guess actually the good news is most of these platforms are static. You do not have a release area. Oh, right. So this needs to have a setter. So that, there we go. Cool. It's like I'm breathing. I'm playing Paper Mario, hit Wii U game Paper Mario Color Splash. I hate the way they just expand. Expand. Okay. Yeah, you don't got a release area. So, yeah. Oops. Nope, no. Okay. That. And what's your problem? Do you have a release area? Which one are you? Oh, okay. Right. So you should have this. Yeah. Okay. You do not have a release area. Set you there. And set you there. You don't have a release area. That's the one, yeah. You didn't expand for some reason. There's just so many of them, though. Yeah, this was... so I only have to do it once, you know. I think this is the last one. That's good. Brilliant. Alright, let me do a little run through this one. And it already broke. Lamau. Assertion failed. Has release area. Which one? Oh boy, this is awful. Which one? Alright, I guess there's an area. Let's see, expand. Theoretically, it's you. Okay. See, my assertions and warnings are paying off, I guess. Whee! Although, whoa. I think I see. Okay. Alright, yeah, buddy. See, I guess that's the whole, like, one... Because this send area, like, the moment they left it, so I guess... Let's see, one way... I don't think one way is being used yet. But also... Oh yeah, and all the travel times got reset to 1 second. So I'm going to have to go back and change all of those back. Yeah, so 5 seconds I think is what I had it set to earlier. This looks about right. Yep. So getting close to my bedtime. It's about 8:30. So I think once I get this one shot, one way thing, whatever, figured out, I'm gonna clock out, so to speak. One way. Do I use this anywhere? Not yet. So that means I can just kind of. I might rename it. So what I'm trying to do is communicate the idea that once it's like maybe it's like sticky state. Maybe that's a way to put it. Like sticky keys, or it's like it will never not be moving. Like it's always either sending or releasing. It's never still. Um, It's just an always on condition, so to speak. I guess always on is fine enough thing. I'm just gonna say, yeah, that's fine because, or maybe if there's no release area, sure, okay. So I have an idea. I'm curious if are these connected? I think they are. Let's see here. And if the release condition is met, so if you're both sending and releasing, this should be 0, else it should be 1. If you just lost it, if trigger dot release condition is met, delta sign equals -1, else elif always on. If not always on, delta sign equals 0. So if you're always on, just don't change it, just continue to send it. Okay. If send condition is met, delta sign equals 0, else delta sign equals -1. And if you just lost the release condition, if trigger dot send condition is met, delta sign equals +1, else, or L if not always on, 0. Yeah. So now what I can do is just say delta sign times delta over travel time. We don't even need this. or that. Although I guess probably do want that. So theoretically now that should just kind of work. Let's see. Are you actually, are these signals being emitted? Print. Whee! Like, they should be. Right. We don't need to use these private variables, I don't think. Yeah, we can just like do that. What are these used for? There's just private functions used for nothing. Oh, of course, they're secretly used for something. What? What are you overriding? Right, this getter function is pointless if there's a setter and a getter. Yeah, this getter function is, I think, pointless. I'll have to check the input trigger one. Are you input trigger? Input trigger? Where are you? Yeah, I also need to like do this. This is pointless. I think we're just gonna do a good old physics process. No delta. And just do this. Not send condition met. Easy. And don't do anything if it's an engine. Yeah. Okay. Oh, it doesn't like that. Right. These are pointless. Right? What were those? Yeah, they're pointless. There we go. Aw. Or, well, this case, I think it might just be because I did not flip this guy. So always on. There we go. So now it won't go back down until we hit a release area that does not exist. This one does have a release area right here. And, ooh, so close. So close. That almost worked. Let's do like 80 or something. It's probably close enough to that angle there. Yeah. Oh wait, but that one also, yeah, I think I'm just not setting the like always ons. So now this should work. Like I can just barely tap it, it goes all the way down. I can just barely tap it and it goes back up all the way. And if I reset, oh, that's bad. Okay. So I think that's one little thing. If it's always on, reset. Whoa, did I accidentally add an extra whatever? Delta sign equals 0. There we go. Cool. Yeah, just like every single one of these needs, all the moving platforms just need to have their, because I don't think I have a single one that's intended to like stop when you leave the area. So I just need to go through the level and like click the button like 6 times, probably more than 6. But I'm okay with this because, and down the line, maybe area trigger I can edit progress managers like flip this on, but no, I wouldn't want it to be unpredictable like that. Or can I like shift click? I can. Oh, but they're not all gonna have the same child. But I can go through and find every progress manager and tick this off for like a bunch at once. Okay. So now, as I go through this, they should all behave as expected. Be good little platforms that do as they are told. Ah, mercy. And move very quickly because they all have 1-second travel times now, which is not ideal. Wow. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and tweak their travel times because this one's gonna be like, yeah, brutal. Oh, this is brutal. That's okay. We're just good at the game. Ah. Hmm. Whoa there. Whoa. There we go. We made it. And then, okay, what now? So I didn't trigger that guy. Ah, that's okay. They're working as intended. I'm just gonna just cheat for a second here. And these are slower than desired, but it's very fast because that. So this one is not at all fast enough. That works. Okay, cool. Yeah, okay, everything seems to be working fine. And I am very tired, so I think I'm going to call it there. If anyone is watching, I appreciate it. I will maybe do this again because this was fun. It was helpful to sort of use the imaginary chat as rubber ducking. So yeah. And time to, I guess, approve a record because I saw that Motiz had submitted, or not submitted, but like uploaded a YouTube video recently of a new Battle Quest IL record. Yippee! Bye bye.